I mentioned? I have no idea. So it's not she broke her glasses. And if I use the hint coin, it's probably going to remove that one. I don't think anybody mentioned that they found her glasses. I'm going to go with she couldn't find her glasses. Answer is simple, Your Honor. She couldn't find her glasses. Could not find them? If you've noticed, she's still not wearing her glasses right now.
Objection!
Hold a moment, Sir Blue Knight. What does that have to do with anything? That's right, it doesn't change a single thing.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. In fact, it changes things quite a bit. Tonight, the two victims were engulfed by flames courtesy of a magic spell. That very instant, 4 witnesses saw the flames erupt at the scene. It was at that point that something you didn't expect occurred. You suddenly lost your glasses. That's right. You were scared that if your glasses were discovered at the scene of the crime, you would be suspected of being a witch.
Objection!
What foolishness. Even if her glasses were found, she could simply have explained that she dropped them there days before the crime happened.
Objection!
I'm afraid that is not a possibility, Inquisitor Barnham. What did you say? If you recall, it had been raining quite heavily at the crime scene beforehand, and she stated that she dropped her glasses before the crime, then naturally, one would expect the glasses to be soaked in water and covered in mud. However, the rain had already stopped at the time the crime itself was committed. In other words, one look at the pair of clean, dry glasses would reveal she had dropped them later, thus implicating her as the witch. And this is going down some crazy paths right now. Just gotta throw that out there. No. And it has been 2 hours that I've been spending on this case, by the way. I have no idea if I'll be able to cut this up into 1-hour chunks. I should have known. I was perfecting my rainfall rending technique in the forest. And not once during the rainfall did I see that flower maiden traveling along the nearby path. That's not all. In order to frame Miss Cantabella as the witch, you need to have this witch's scepter behind the scene of the crime. I see. That would be most definitive evidence that she is the witch. The objective here was to have somebody else discover the staff at the scene. Alas, that person was I. However, no doubt you came to realize that one can deduce which spells were used simply by examining the magic gems on the scepter. In this case, one can see that the witch must have used Demir to vanish from sight and make her escape. That's why, Miss Kira, you were left with no option but to reappear at the crime scene. That was the only way for you to avoid suspicion if someone were to discover your glasses at the crime scene. By reappearing, you'd be able to explain that you simply dropped your glasses when you rushed to see what had happened. What do you have to say about that, Miss Kira? Sucker?
You know, I've let you both ramble on and on, but playtime is over. So that's it, then? I'm a witch because I dropped my glasses? I must have said it how many times now? I lost my glasses days ago. Were you even listening? I'll say it again. Over 1,000,000 times! I lost my glasses, I lost my glasses! Do you like evidence, Sir Defender? Do you love proof, Sir Top Hat? Then Prove I dropped my glasses at the crime scene. Ha! You can't prove it. In other words, you lose.
That is correct. Proving such a thing would indeed be impossible. To prove that the witness dropped her glasses at the crime scene. What say you, Inquisitor Barnham? 'Tis indeed a question of proof, my lord. These glasses have been missing from the very beginning. The Knights of the Inquisition found no trace of these glasses anywhere near the crime scene. Therefore, this witness cannot in any way be accused of being a witch. You heard the man. But we were so close. That girl's a witch. Can't anyone else see that? What should we do, Professor? Well, it would seem the young lady has finished what she had to say. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Wright? Yes, it certainly looks that way, Mr. Layton. What's with that face? You find something funny here? It is as you said, Inquisitor Barnham. Explain. The defense raises just one further question. Why were you unable to find those glasses? What do you mean? You must have searched the area quite thoroughly, looking for them. And yet, even now, the Knights have been unable to locate those glasses. They're on her face, they're going to make her say the spell, and then they're going to appear on her face. That would be pretty silly. Did you ever wonder why? Yes. That has become quite the mystery. Surely, they must be around somewhere. Glasses were lost to the wolves. That is the only explanation. There is still one remaining place that you have not searched tonight. What did you say? Glasses were supposedly not found at the crime scene, leaving only one other possible place. Is this you two? Have at you, Sir Blue Knight. Draw your blade and reveal to the court where the glasses are supposedly hiding. Looks like I've somehow managed to make it through my first witch trial. It all comes down to this, the final piece of evidence. Time to clear up this case once and for all. Leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. Piece of evidence pointing to one place not searched tonight. The milk bucket. Holy cow.
Take that!
Tonight, there was one thing that was carried away from the crime scene right under everyone's noses. Carried away? The sploosh. Remember the sploosh? Speaking, of course, about this. That's the milk bucket that disappeared from the crime scene. Thus far, the defense's claim that the glasses were dropped at the crime scene has been regarded as mere speculation. However, if, Miss Kira, we find your glasses within the contents of this milk bucket, then our mere speculation will suddenly become fact. The sploosh. What manner of witchery? What are you talking about? You're crazy, just crazy. No way could my glasses be inside that stupid bucket. That's just impossible. How about we quit with the speculation and actually find out? What do you say, Inquisitor Barnham? That'll just waste the court's time. Don't listen to them, don't. 'Tis mandated that the Knights of the Inquisition investigate any and all possibilities during the course of a trial. Lord, the Inquisition requests that this milk bucket be searched immediately. Very well. Oh. What? Miss Kira, as you can see, your glasses have been found inside the milk bucket. The truth is out. Nothing you can say can change that now. Which leads us to the next question. Specifically, a question of when. When did you drop your glasses into the milk bucket? What? Why is this happening? This whole thing is ridiculous. The answer is obvious, isn't it? I dropped them afterwards, after I ran over to see the fire. Took a tiny peek inside that milk bucket. That's when they fell in.
Objection!
Don't be stupid, child. Snow and I were at the scene first. We made sure to take that milk bucket before anyone else could get their grubby little hands on it. We weren't going to let a single soul get anywhere near that sweet, creamy bucket of deliciousness. You can bet my farm on that. Each of these 4 witnesses has stated they heard the spell Ignace being cast at the time of the incident. According to the Grand Grimoire, Ignace summons a circle of flame within a 1-meter radius of the caster. In other words, the real witch must have been at Miss Cantabella's side at the time of the incident. Indeed, that is when the glasses fell into the milk bucket. Therefore, there is only one logical conclusion. Only one person who could be the true witch.
Miss Kira, you are the real witch.
What a very strange trial this has been. From the very beginning, we have all paid witness to a most unusual set of circumstances. A baker turned defender, a surprise extra witness, and now a not guilty verdict for the accused. Never have I seen such a spectacle. Is this really happening? The girl inside the cage, you mean she's the real witch? But what about that Espella Cantabella girl?
Miss Kira. Tell us why. Why were you trying to frame Miss Cantabella?
You could easily have escaped the crime scene without a trace. There was no reason to frame anyone. This crime was a result of nothing but your overwhelming ill intent.
To frame a person as a witch is to condemn that person to death by fire. Surely you must know this. So why Espella Cantabella?
Do you have any idea what it feels like to be a witch?
What it feels like?
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for these powers, but I have them. And now here I am, begging for my life. I was living such a peaceful life until now. Selling flowers, getting scolded by my boss for not selling enough of them. That's why I was trying to put an end to these trials once and for all.
Put an end to the trials.
You all know what I mean! The one condition written in the story that will end these witch trials!
When the great witch Bezella has been put to the flames and vanquished from this world, these trials will come to an end.
This was my chance to finally end all this. At least that's what I thought. The sun had begun to set on that lonely forest path, and there wasn't a soul in sight. I always carried my hidden Telea Magica with me in case of a moment like this. I used my magic to expose that girl for what she really is. If I had been successful, then all these trials would finally end and I could go on living my peaceful life.
What? What are you saying? Am I hearing this correctly? Are you actually accusing Espella Cantabella?
Why do you think no one has ever seen the legendary Great Witch? It's because she's been hidden in our midst the entire time. She's protected. She's hidden from us. It's all part of the story.
part of the story?
Objection! That's enough! Speak no more. A witch's existence cannot be justified.
No, please! I know you've all noticed it too! You could end this! All of this! That girl! It's all because of that girl! I beg you! Please! Please release me! Knights of the Court! Isn't it your duty to protect the people of this town? Give me another chance!
That is where you're wrong. Tis indeed a knight's duty to protect. We are impelled to protect the citizens of Labyrinthia against you and your ilk. The reason you were offered my protection until now was because your guilt was uncertain. There was the possibility that you were not a witch. The circumstances were such that it seemed another was guilty. That possibility has since disappeared, and your innocence along with it. You now find yourself at the other end of my sword.
No!
Vile witch, enemy of Labyrinthia, may the fires purge you from this land!
Hold it! Please, wait! Stop! Please, just stop this!
Spella!
If it means putting an end to these horrible trials... Let me take her place. Let me be Bezella. Send me to the flames. But please, if it would save her life...
This trial has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this flower seller, Kira, is a witch. And according to the law, all those found to be witches will be executed.
Did he say executed? He can't mean...
This is most unsettling.
Bailiff, ready the fire.
No!
No! Don't do this!
Listen to me! Don't let her fool you! Isabella is the Great Witch! Hear me! There's no time to waste! She's Bezella! Take her! And then these witch trials will be no more! The witch trials will end...
Dang. That's crazy. So far, we've always managed to pull off a win and get a not guilty verdict, but winning has never felt this depressing. Oh, Spella, are you alright? Yes, I just want to thank all of you. You all came to my rescue yet again. Well, yeah, of course we did. Hold on a sec, Spella. What did you just say now? You all came to my rescue yet again. You don't mean... What'd that rat be doing? Yes, I remember everything. I remember the last trial. Suppose that makes this the second time we've met, and the second time all of you have helped me. Mr. Wright, am I to infer that you and Isabella have met before? Yeah, it seems that way. You too, Mr. Layton. Perhaps it would be best if we briefed each other on what has transpired. Okay, what should we discuss? What happened in London? Seeing her eat flowers is making you lose your appetite. He dead now. He dead now. Also, you just want to say this has one of the best aesthetics in any 3DS game. I do think that this game actually looks really nice. Well, like, it's also kind of tough to tell if the backdrops, like some backdrops look like they're 3D, the way that they pan the camera around and like certain objects move in accordance to the perspective. It definitely looks pretty nice. Game has been crazy in general so far. This is precisely why you didn't say anything when I mentioned the sploosh being a loose end. Came around in a cool way. The thing is, though, is they didn't mention the sploosh, though. Like, they didn't call back to it. So it's still technically a loose end because they never readdressed it, you know? Spella paid us a visit in London. She had in her possession a letter from an old acquaintance of mine. We could have, faded to black for this. Come on. Not right. Mr. Accidente helped drive Spella straight out of Labyrinthia. Both kept me safe from the witches that were chasing me. Wait, did you say witches? So they appeared in London, too. Regrettably, I'm unable to say that our protection was absolute. When we saw you last, it seemed you'd managed to escape, courtesy of that passing freighter. Oh yeah, that's right. What happened to you after that, Spella? I rode the ship along the river for a while before arriving at a nearby port. And then... that's when I met Mr. Wright and Maya. I didn't know where the ship would end up. I felt very lonely out there. Please accept my sincerest apologies. I'm afraid there was nothing else I could do to prevent it. No, please don't blame yourself, Mr. Layton. I just didn't know what to do, so I tried to look for anything on the ship that might help me. Boy, you sure found something, all right. Or rather, someone. You ran into a master thief working as part of the ship's crew. Yes, that's right. Did you say master thief? Crikey, that's amazing. I wouldn't exactly say it's amazing. After that, I was taken to court, and that's when Mr. Wright helped me. You see, then perhaps, somewhere deep within your mind must have existed a memory of that previous trial in Mr. Wright. Hence why you thought to seek out his help when you found yourself in such an unfortunate situation this evening. That makes sense. After all, Nick did make legal history that day in jolly old England. Did you say he made history? Wow, that's incredible, right, Professor? Wouldn't exactly say I made history. But then, after that, I was never able to find my way back to the Professor. Even after I went through the pains of finding that clue, it ended up being taken away from me. A clue, you say? Yes, the tag that was hanging around the neck of that sweet little stuffed toy. That tag was a clue? Clue for what? Okay, what should we discuss? I had a lot of time to think while I was on that ship. I thought about a lot of things. Like how to try and find a way back once the ship arrived at its destination. Things like that. Find a way back. A way back to Mr. Layton and Luke. They were the ones I knew I could depend on to help me. The pleasure was ours, Spella. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't remember the name of the town where they lived. You mean London, Spella? Oh, that's it, London. That's what was written in Carmen's letter to Mr. Layton. The blue teddy bear I found in that room was wearing a tag around its neck. Sorry, Spella, but PC Badger looks nothing like a teddy bear. On the tag, in very small letters, was written London. I recognized the name of the town. I thought it might be an address. That's because that stuffed toy was used in a special promotion run by the London Metropolitan Police. Oh, that's right. Spella, you must have known that address was super important, so that's why you kept the tag, right? That way you could meet up with Mr. Layton and Luke again. I just felt so lonely and helpless. I wonder, though, who do you think really did it? Hit Olivia over the head with the pipe, I mean. What's this? Oh yeah, I guess we never did find out who the real culprit was. I do believe that that may have some connection to the group of witches. What? You mean the witches that were chasing us through London? Indeed, it could be that they noticed your escape on that ship and managed to infiltrate their own way aboard. Could it be? So you're saying there was some big scary witch lurking around the inside of that cargo hold? I'm afraid there is a rather high possibility that was the case. Those witches were intent on seeing you brought back to Labyrinthia no matter what. However, in order to do so, they had to make certain you did not become entangled in any situation that may stall your capture. In other words, the situation with Miss Al Dente, you mean? Precisely. Doesn't make any sense, by the way. Must have knocked out that crew member unconscious and attempted to recapture Espella before the police could arrive. However, their plan was clearly foiled, given that you ended up in court regardless. That's when she became my client. Okay, but that doesn't explain why she was, like, completely silent, you know, like deadpan and things like that. You know, did they cast a spell on her or something? I just can't clearly remember anything that happened back then. Do you think there's a possibility that someone was pulling Espella's strings through the entire trial? Hey, maybe you're right. There was something a little strange about Espella at the time. Mr. Wright, Espella was introduced to you at the time as a squirrel girl, is that correct? Yes. She could have had no knowledge of the world outside of Labyrinthia. That being the case, having her stand in an English courtroom as she was would pose a serious problem, meaning that someone must have been attempting to cover up Espella's identity. What? But Professor, could someone really do that? That they could indeed, Luke. And if it is as I suspect, I believe our adversaries may be far more powerful than we originally thought. Just exactly who or what are we dealing with here? Hey guys, let's head back to the bakery for now. I bet the boss is waiting for us with one heck of a pastry feast. Oh. Actually, I can't go home just yet. Huh? You can't? Aw. Well, there was still a couple of legal procedures to be taken care of before I can go home. Please, you all go on ahead without me. That's so. Very well. I really must thank you all. Thank you so much for everything. Alrighty then, Espella, we'll catch you later. Yes. Farewell, for now. Mr. Wright, please allow me the pleasure of a proper introduction. My name is Herschel Layton. I am a professor of archaeology in London. A professor, huh? Well, my name is Phoenix Wright. I'm an attorney. As I suspected, you were no ordinary baker after all, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I thought it was pretty weird myself, to be honest. I mean, I really did believe I'd been a baker all my life. But the more everyone kept saying it, the less sure I was that it was actually true. Just where did that memory come from anyway? Hey, Professor, if Mr. Wright is an attorney, that must mean he's as smart as you, right? I'm afraid I can't really say, Luke. But behind every ace attorney, there's an even smarter, not to mention beautiful, witty, and utterly amazing ace assistant. I think you also forgot humble. My name's Luke Triton. I'm the professor's apprentice. I'm Maya Fey. And Nick here is my apprentice. Isn't that right, Nicky boy? Nicky boy? Hey, wait. Why am I your apprentice? Anyway, we should all head back to the bakery. Let's get a move on. Sure, Spella will be back before we know it. Well, not get your hopes up about that, Sir Blue Knight. Inquisitor Barnham. Most impressive work tonight. 'Tis a shame you have kept such ability hidden until now. Trust me, Nick's lawyer abilities beat the pants off his baking abilities any day of the week. Okay, moving on. What did you mean by that, Inquisitor? Why can't Spella go home? New charges have been brought against Miss Spella Cantabella. What? No way, that can't be right. You have realized it, haven't you? She's being charged under suspicion of being the Great Witch Bezella. She what? How can that be? Am I to assume that charge is based purely on Miss Kira's accusation? It was not I who made the decision. Huh? Regardless, the girl will return to court at the appointed time for further trial. Until then, I am to seek out any and all evidence pertaining to the Great Witch. Pardon me, Inquisitor. When exactly is this appointed time? The investigation into this allegation will conclude on the day of the storyteller's next parade. That would be 2 weeks from today. Following our investigations into the matter, the trial of the Great Witch shall proceed. What the? It would appear the girl has been withholding a dark secret from you all. Spella. Spella Cantabella's questioning is set to begin shortly. That means visiting hours are over. I recommend you leave immediately. Spella, the legendary Great Witch Bezella. A story that dictates the fate of an entire town, and now a so-called Great Witch named Bezella, most intriguing. It would seem to be up to us to uncover the answers to these mysteries. But how are we supposed to manage it all in 2 weeks? Where are we going to find any evidence? You know, I was thinking, how do you address a Great Witch? Hail to thee, O magnificent magical one? Or maybe just, what's up, witchy baby? What difference would it make? She's called a Great Witch. That's not something I'd ever want to meet. I believe I've thought of a solution to our problem. It's actually rather simple. Professor Layton? Allow me to explain, Mr. Wright. The only way we may be able to solve the mysteries of this town and its residents is if we join forces. He's right. We've come this far. There's no way we're just going to give up on Spella. Okay, I'm on board. I look forward to teaming up with you, Professor. Me too, Luke. Me too, Maya. Now then, shall we press on? This marks the beginning of our own story, one dictated by ourselves and written by our own hands. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I got destroyed. It's fine though. Pick-a-rats don't mean nothing. Alrighty. Well, this is where we're gonna call it quits for today. It seems like these sections of the stories, they take about an hour to an hour and a half normally. Today it took 2 hours and 40 minutes to do the second half of this court case, which is kind of crazy. So probably not a good idea to continue on with the next one and go for another hour and a half. Yeah, that's going to wrap it up for me for today. I got to figure out how I'm going to cut this. I don't see anybody streaming. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific, to continue with some more Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Peace.